Hey, it's Dr. John Terry, the Black Belt Leader. Welcome to this Words of Wisdom Wednesday as we take a look at leadership insights from the Bible. I want to back up just a little bit from last week's lesson from Genesis chapter 12, and I want to make sure you didn't miss a very important leadership lesson that exists in the prior chapter, right towards the end of chapter 11. Genesis 11, verse 31. Terah took his son Abram, his grandson Lot, son of Haran, and his daughter-in-law Sarai, the wife of his son Abram, and together they set out from Ur of the Chaldeans to go to Canaan. But when they came to Haran, they settled there. Now, there's an interesting leadership lesson in this short passage that relates to starting but not finishing the leadership journey. So what can we learn from this particular passage of scripture? Leadership insight number one: everyone is called to lead, first to lead themselves and then to lead others. Terah was the patriarch of his family. He was the leader of the clan. It was his responsibility to model leadership, and it was his example of leadership that served as the model for the rest of the family to follow. When Terah said, "This is the way we go, let's go," as the leader, he expected those in his family to follow. We don't know if Terah heard from God and he was the first to receive the call that Abram received in chapter 12 that we talked about last week, but for some reason, Terah decided to take his family from what was familiar in the land of Ur of the Chaldeans and to go to the land of Canaan. Leadership insight number two: not everyone called to lead finishes the journey. Now, we read in the passage of scripture, Genesis 11:31, that Terah left his homeland. He took his family and his possessions with him, and they packed up and they began the long and difficult journey to go to the land of Canaan. Again, we don't know if God called him to go and he was the first to hear from God and have an opportunity to move into the land of Canaan. But what we do know is this: he started on the journey, leaving what was familiar and going to a new and different, unexplored land for he and his family. But along the way, he settled. We saw in verse 31 that when he came to Haran, he and his family chose to settle there. Leadership insight number three: when the journey is long or the journey is difficult, it's very easy to settle. Remember, Terah had taken his family and they had left what was comfortable and what was familiar, and they had started on a long and difficult journey. Now imagine traveling with all of your possessions thousands of years ago when we didn't have the comforts we have today, traveling on foot or perhaps on a camel. That was the opportunity to move their entire family from point A to point B. But along the way, Terah came across the city of Haran. It was a comfortable place. It was a place that was very familiar to what he had left in Ur of the Chaldeans. And apparently, from what we read in scripture, Terah made a decision: I'm not going to finish the journey and I'm not going to Canaan. I'm okay with settling here and settling for less. And that brings us to leadership insight number four. Other people may continue the leadership journey you were originally called to lead without you if you choose to settle for less. Remember, settling for less always comes with a cost. And for Terah, that was the loss of his family and the opportunity to receive the blessing of God by following through and doing what Abram went on to do. Hey, if you enjoyed this leadership lesson and you want more information like this, let me encourage you to follow me on YouTube, my channel at Be a Black Belt Leader. If you're a Rumble fan, those same videos are there, same channel, Be a Black Belt Leader on Rumble. Now, maybe you enjoy leadership lessons from the Bible and you'd like more of those. You can visit my website, beablackbeltleader.com, go to the courses tab, and you'll find an email series that you can access free of charge that will be delivered to your inbox over a series of several days, the top 10 leadership lessons from the Bible. And while you're there, let me encourage you to take a look at the other leadership resources that are available. Some faith-based, many not. You'll find those throughout my website, beablackbeltleader.com. And while you're there, let me encourage you to find, follow, and like me on our social media channels. Subscribe to my Substack channel where you can have an opportunity to get my weekly leadership newsletter, the Black Belt Leadership Newsletter, where I teach you how to become a master of who you are and what you do as you learn to become a black belt leader in life. Those resources and more are available to you, and I want to thank you for joining me today. I'm Dr. John Terry, the Black Belt Leader. Thanks for joining me, and have a great day.